Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing another episode of World in Flames Collector's Edition, Days of Decision 3 Combined Game Playthrough. The last turn I did, when I uploaded it, it was a 2-hour turn. That's getting to be too long, so I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting these turns in half when they're long, like the summer months are. Like this is going to be a summer turn, so I'm likely to do a part A and a part B. And I think that will be a little bit better. I'll try to keep things under an hour and a half at the most, and we'll go from there. Okay, before we get started, I want to go over U.S. entry a little bit. Okay, the current U.S. entry for Germany, their raw total is 167. Their U.S. entry total is 95. Now, the U.S. can declare war on any major power now who has a U.S. entry greater than 80, because the U.S. has moved their fleet to Pearl. Okay, the Italian raw total is 67, and their U.S. entry total is 45, and Japan's raw total is 111, and their U.S. entry total is 67. So, as of this turn, the U.S. can declare war on Germany. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. First, let's take a look at starting money. We have starting money for the major powers for the July-August turn. We have Germany at -5, we have Japan at -3, Italy at 0, the USSR at -9, the Commonwealth at -14, the USA at -6, China at 1, and Free France at -11. Okay, the major powers have put their bids in. Let's go and take a look and see what we have for bids. Get the political track in here. There we go. So we have the US bidding 2, we have Germany bidding 1, and Japan bidding 1. So this is going to work out like this. So the US is bidding 2. They get a +4 because their current political position of 1. That gives them a 6. That's going to put them in first. The Germans bid 1, they get a +3 for their second place from last turn. That gives them a 4, that's going to put them in second. The Japanese bid 1, they get a +2 for their fourth place position. That's going to give them a 3, and that'll put them in third place. Now the first last card marker goes on the US, and the last card marker goes on Japan. Now the non-bidding major powers, we have Italy at +3, that'll put them in fourth. We have the Commonwealth at +2, that'll put them at fifth. The Soviets and the Free French are tied at 1 each, but however the Soviets' political effectiveness is much higher than the French. So that's going to put them in at 6th, the Free French will be 7th, and China will be 8th. Okay, let's take a look at what the U.S. wants to do. Probably pretty sure what we know what they're going to do. All right. The U.S. is going to play its U.S. option number 4. It's war. They are going to declare war on Germany. So I will go and put out the minor markers for this. I'll record the U.S. entry of a +5, and I will pay the 8 money. Costs 8 money to declare war on a major power. And the U.S. will have this turn as a surprise impulse against the Germans. So I will get that done, and I will be... Actually, the U.S. doesn't activate a minor when you declare war, so I will do that in a minute. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we don't roll to end the political phase after the U.S. because there's a +1 to the die, and it's a 1 to end the political phase. However, now that all the major powers are at war, there's going to be a +2 to the die to end the political phase. So basically the first and second players will always get to go, major powers. So we're on to Germany. Germany is going to play their option 0D. build a factory or a synth. They're going to build a factory. I paid the money. I already put it on the chart. There's no U.S. entry. It doesn't matter. Well, actually it does. But there's no U.S. entry. There's no minor effects. And we don't have to roll to end the political phase. So we just move the card marker down one. We're now on Japan. Let's see what Japan's going to do. Japan is going to declare war. They don't actually have to announce this until their first impulse, but since I already know it's going to be against the U.S. So they're going to declare war. The U.S. entry is a +6. I don't think I have to keep track of U.S. entry anymore because everybody is at war. Except the Italians with the U.S., and that's going to happen on the first impulse through the level 3 treaty counter-declaration of war. I will, however, apply the minors. There's no activating a minor. I don't know, does Germany get to activate a minor? Building a factory, a synth? I don't think so. Most of these 0 options, I don't think you're activating a minor. It doesn't say not to activate a minor. So Germany should have activated a minor. So we'll do that. So I got to pay for this for the Japanese, and I'll come right back with Germany activating a minor retroactively. Okay, the initiative roll came out to be a 9 for the Communists, a 9 for the Democrats, and a 3 for the Fascists. The Fascists considered asking for a reroll, but for their plans, I think they're going to let it slide, and they're going to the communists want to go first, the Democrats are going to go second, and the fascists will go last. Okay, oh, and the weather roll is a 9, so that's going to be storm and north monsoon. The impulse marker will move up 1, and there's no modifier to the weather roll. Let's go take a look at reinforcements. See what we got for reinforcements here. All right, we got a big pile. We got a big pile of stuff coming in. This is all Soviet reinforcements right here. So let's give you a quick rundown of what the Soviets. You know what? I'm gonna spread it all out, and then I'll just come back and show you. Okay, each major nation got 1 or 2 pilots. In addition to this, they also got some ships, which I've already put on the board. But as you can see, the Japanese got a bunch of units. The Commonwealth got a couple units. They did get like 4 ships, some from the repair pool, and a couple that were actually built. The Soviets got a big pile. And remember, 2 of them units were shattered from last turn. The Italians got a couple units. A Hungarian unit, who's their ally, and an infantry unit. The Chinese got a few units. The Germans got a bunch of units. And the U.S. got a couple planes, as well as a bunch of units going into the construction pool. There are several. There's a sub there for the U.S. There's a couple of little jeep carriers, a battleship. A bunch of units went in the construction pool. Okay, I will be back shortly with the first set of impulses. So I've completed the first set of impulses. There were no attacks by either the Communists or the Democrats. The Communists did a land. They basically shuffled a lot of units along their line, up and down the line, trying to make the line more rugged. The Communist Chinese, they didn't move anything. The Democrats, the Americans sent over a couple of fighters, a couple of transports, and dumped them off for the Russians to use. Because they can do that, because they're at war now. They took a combined impulse. The British, or the Commonwealth rather, took a naval impulse. They got the handy dandy Sunderland went out the Faroes Gap. Got some escorts for their convoys. One fleet in the Bay of Biscay, another fleet in Cape St. Vincent. And let's see, the nationalist Chinese, like I said, the U.S. had done a combined. The nationalist Chinese moved a few units around. As you can see, the flipped over units, trying to strengthen up their line a little bit. Then we moved, after the democracies, we moved to the fascists. The Italians took a land action. They're reconfiguring their units down here, trying to get some reinforcements in. The Spanish moved up to the Portuguese border, don't know why. And the Japanese did a naval. We will have a naval action over here. We'll have the raid on Pearl Harbor. We also got a bunch of embarked units. And we have some land attacks for the Germans. So let's start over here with the Germans on the Eastern Front. All right. Let me grab my chart and my dice. First, we got ground strikes to resolve. We have a bunch of different ground strikes. The first set of ground strikes, I believe, are right here. No, that's not ground strikes. This is the ground strikes. Ground strikes are right here. Okay, the artillery is ground striking. It's this hex right here. So we're gonna have, okay, there are no Russian fighters in the area. So yeah, that's not gonna make a difference. He might as well just go home. I think it was here. Yeah. Okay, so we got a 6 and a 3. So, okay, so the ground strike is going to be a 6. So the red die will be the top unit, and the green die will be the bottom unit for the first. No, that's a nothing. And for the second one, it's going to be 3s. So the green die is the top unit, and the red die is the bottom unit, and the bottom unit is flipped over. So we will flip him over. So out of 2 3s and 2 6s, we got 1 hit. Not a good rate, to say the least. That's going over. That artillery is used. It's been used for ground strike. Alright, now we got some attacks. Finally. So here, I think the Russians are going to throw their bomber in. Yes, they are. So we're going to have an air battle. We got Stuka. Is that the ground strike? I think that's a ground strike too. Let me just check real quick. Okay, so the Russians are throwing their bomber in. It comes out to be 45 to 8, which is a 5 to 1 on the Blitzkrieg table. And I'm going to have a +1. Let's roll a die. An 8 on the 5 to 1 table is star 2S. Oh man, I'm sorry, 5 to 1 on the Blitzkrieg table, and 8 is star 2B. So the Russian bomber goes away. And he has to flip over because he was used, and this guy also has to go away and flip over. He's going to go right there. And this guy is dead. He did. In a cadre box, though. let's put Meinstein, this 10-5, and this 4-5. Now they can go another hex. I think they're going to go right. Oops. Come on. Alright, good. You stay there. So he's going to go there. He's going to go there. And we got another 5-1 here. We do have, this is 8 factors, and we have, the Germans have 12, 19, 21, 29, 38, 38, and 4 is 42 to 8 is 5-1 on the Blitzkrieg table. 5, it's a +1 is a 6. 5-1 is 6 is star 1B. So 1 unit dies. Let's see. The other one is shattered. Well, they're both militia. I think the 4-3 will volunteer. The 5-3 will go on the production spiral to return next turn. No German units are flipped over. Let's see. I'm going to go with a 9-5. I'm going to go with Runestadt and the 2-6. And we can go another hex. Whoops. Sorry, let's take that back. Oh boy. It's actually this hex. Alright. Well, let me grab those. Okay, we'll get this right at some point. Get this right at some point. Okay, these guys are here. These guys got to go home and land somewheres. And so the 2 units are these 2. So he's going to be shattered. This guy's going to get shattered, obviously. He will return as a reinforcement. The 3-3 Stalingrad militia will go in the losses pool. Now we can advance into the hex. I'll put the 8-4 infantry here, and them 2 will go there. Yeah, that's that attack. And we also have, way up at the top of the line, a 5-1 attack. But first we got this ground strike we have to resolve here on the, whatever his name is. It's a 4. And it's a 4, it flips him over. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it does not. It's woods, it's a half, so that would have been a, not enough. So it's still 5-1. He used HQ benefits, so it's going to be a 5-1. On the assault table with a -1. 5-1 -1. Right? Okay. 5-1 -1 on the assault table. Not really good. Let's see what we get. Well, can't beat that. Can't beat that. Can't beat a 10. 10 on the assault table. 5-1 I think is star 2S. It actually becomes a 9. A 9 is star 2S. So he's dead. No units are flipped over. He does get to go to be a cadre. So the opening salvos in the summer offensive have started. There's no attacks there. There's no attacks down here, I don't think. This is all behind a river, so it's really tough. Oh, well, it's not all behind a river. Maybe the Italians have an attack. The Italians have decided they are going to do something. First, we get a little air battle going on here. We have the South African Spitfire 2s are going to intercept the Italian ground support. It's a rather lopsided battle at this point, but the Italians only need to get one bomber through to make it 24-6, which would be a 4-1 on the Blitzkrieg table. So let's see what happens. So the Commonwealth fires first. That's a 12. That's really not that good a roll. On the +3 table, a 12 is attacker clears through. Attacker clears through any one defending bomber. So it's not going to matter now. So I guess this one doesn't matter. And then the Italians roll on the -3 column. They roll an 11. That's going to be like self-immolation, dead. And 11. Defender clears through. Anyone, the Commonwealth does not have a bomber, so it doesn't matter. The remaining Italian units will abort, of course. You don't want to be stuck there. And so we have a 4-1. The Italians got a 4-1. We're going to use HQ benefits. We got an HQ here somewheres. I think he's right here. Yes. So we're going to use HQ benefits. So that's going to give him a 4-1 +2 on the Blitzkrieg table. That can be a hero. Let's see what happens. Oh my God, a 2. That becomes a 4. Oh, on the Blitzkrieg table, 2 becomes a 4. 1 R. The defender has to retreat, and the Italians lose a unit. Well, you really can't make up this stuff, I guess. Italians lose a unit. Oh boy. They really don't have... Well, I guess they can lose the motorized. That's probably the cheapest. Now, unfortunately, everything the Italians have is going to be flipped over. I don't remember where that came from. I think it came from this hex. Alright, he goes away to flip over. These guys have to retreat. I'm going to retreat to here. But this does shut down the Suez Canal, at least for now. They won't be able to do anything else, but at least it's shut down. Alright, now let's go take care of the Japanese and their Pearl Harbor attack. Okay, first up, we have the midget subs attacking. We get the Japanese had some midget subs. So we roll a die for that. It's the same as search die. No, yes, it's the same. So we roll. Okay, they got a 4, so that's 6. That's going to be 2 surprise points. So they execute their attack. 1 point, 2 surprise points. Air to sea can shift over 2. The Americans have 20 ships. Excuse me. 20 ships, shift over 2. That's 2 damaged and 2 aborted. Okay, well, the abort's not going to really do much. So the damage, we'll go for the Saratoga. Actually, the Americans pick first. They're going to take the Honolulu for damage. And he is not damaged. He's okay. And the Japanese will pick the Saratoga. Saratoga is damaged. Roll a 3. So I'll turn him on his side like that. Alright, now we got to roll they roll the die again. Well, that's a 6. So it's my highest box plus his die. My highest box is a 4. Plus his die is a 6. That's 10 surprise points. They have 17 AA points. 17 AA points. 10 surprise points. We'll shift them down 2 columns. 10 surprise points. Okay, that's going to leave 3 column shifts. There are 16 planes. It's the bottom 2 of 5 dice. Bottom 2 of 5 dice. Alright, let's do this. Bottom 2 of 5 dice. There's a 1 and a 9. There's a 2 and a 2. And it looks like a 1 and 2 is 3. So they're going to abort 3 air to sea factors. It's going to leave the Japanese with 44 air to sea factors. They have a lot of carriers here. 44 air to sea factors. That's the 43 to 50 column. We're going to shift it over to the 61 plus. There are 20 ships. 61 plus, 20 ships. I have to write this down. This is a big time Pearl Harbor attack. Alright, we got 6 sunk. 6 sunk, 5 damaged, 4 boarded. So, we'll pick the Hornet for the first sunk. The American rolls the die, the right die, and the Hornet is indeed sunk. Okay, so the Hornet is sunk. Alright, now the American will pick the California, and he'll roll a die. California is just damaged. And the Japanese will pick the Ranger. That's a 7. He is sunk. The Americans will pick the... Yeah, they're all 4s now. Oh, with the West Virginia. We got the West Virginia here. She's a 3. Pick the West Virginia. And she saves, so she is damaged. Damaged goods. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 4. Okay, so the Japanese will pick the Arizona to be sunk. And the Arizona is indeed sunk with rolling a 1. It's like the Arizona blew up, just like she did historically. Alright, and the Allies will pick, actually we have the Tennessee. We'll pick the Tennessee, the Nevada. Nevada for the last sunk. Oh, the Nevada is sunk. Now we have 5 damage. The Japanese will pick the Saratoga. That's 5 becomes a 6. 5 becomes a 6, so 3. 5 becomes a 6, so the 5. Yeah, that will actually damage it and sink it. So what happens is that when a ship with its defense factor of 5, and when it's damaged, the defense factor is increased by 1. So even though it rolled a 5 to save the ship, it wouldn't have mattered. It has to be above that anyways. So it got sunk. She got sunk. Alright, so that's 1. Got they will pick. I think they will pick. Try Try to save some of these battleships, maybe. Oh, these two are damaged. Let's go with the... Okay, let's go with some of the cruisers for the Allies. The Richmond. That is only aborted. So we'll put that up there for an abort. As he saved, he rolled a 9. He rolled a 9. And the Japanese will pick the California. And again, rolled a 4, but the California is damaged. So the 3 actually becomes a 4, and it's sunk. Because 2 damages is a sunk. And the Allied player will pick the Honolulu. That's a 6. Oh, nope, it's damaged. I got 1, 2, 3, I got 2 more. So the Japanese will pick the West Virginia. Oh, and I rolled a 1. That sinks that. And the Allied player will pick the Quincy. That's a... Actually, for damage, let's pick the Maryland. That's the last damage. And the Maryland saves, so she's aborted. Okay, so that's it for sunk and damaged. The remainder are aborted. So we're going to go abort, abort, abort. And this one is damaged. So he's going to have to go to the repair pool. So we'll pick these 4 for aborts. First one, he's not aborted. No, he is aborted. A 1 aborts him. The second one, he is not aborted. And the third one, it's actually a half abort. The third one, he is aborted. The Japanese will pick that for the last one. And it's a half abort, so it does get the abort. So they're all aborted. Okay, so I'll wrap this up and put the ships in the sunk pool where they belong. I think the Japanese will retire. They will abort. You only get 1 round in a port attack, so they're going to abort back to Japan. And we'll have to roll weather, and we'll pick up the next set of impulses. Okay, we're on the communist impulse. The Russians did a land impulse, and they have an attack, potential attack. The Axis, the Germans, could intercept the ground support here. It's 29 to 5, but it's not going to make any difference. They do have a bomber here. They could use that. They could use this. The problem is the Russians got a bunch more fighters back here, and this fighter is actually better than this HE-112B, which should probably be scrapped. Alright, so they're not going to intercept. They will, however, use the Russians will use offensive HQ benefits. So that's going to be 5 to 1 on the assault table, because there's no armor involved. And +1. The Germans will counter with their HQ benefits. That's the Skyrace von Bach, I believe. Yep. So they will cancel each other. So it's a 5 to 1 straight up. 5 to 1 straight up. And a 6 on the assault table. 5 to 1, 6 is cross 2S. So the German unit is gone. And there's no cadre for that because it's actually a Spanish unit. And half the Russian units are flipped over. There's 5, so there's going to be 2 units that are flipped over. We'll flip over the 3-3. And I guess I have to flip that over as well. No, actually only 2 units. The HQ counts. So there, that's it. And they do not want the hex. You can have the hex, Mr. German. We just wanted to kill some units, Mr. German. And as you can see down here, despite the breakthrough in the south, the Russians managed to scrape together somewhat of a line. got some gaps in it, but can't have everything, I guess. So that's it for the Russian impulse. We'll go on to the Democrats, see if they do anything, any attacks, and I'll be back if that happens. Okay, so the Democrats have started their impulse. The Chinese nationalists are not doing anything. The Americans chose a naval. They sent the Atlantic Fleet to the Bay of Biscay. And they sent the Pacific Fleet to Honolulu, Hawaii. Alright, the British have an attack. This is going to be a winner. We have a 1-to-1 attack right here. We're going to commit HQ benefits. We have more armor than the Italians do. So it's going to give the British a +5. 1-to-1 +5, because there's 3 turned over units here. And so a 1-to-1 +5 on the Blitzkrieg table, no doubt. The worst they're going to get is lose a unit. Oh, let's see what happens. There's the dice. Alright, let's see what the good old British Commonwealth forces, they did fantastic. They rolled an 8. 8 + 5 is 13. It's going to be star 1B on the 1-to-1 table. So no British unit, no Commonwealth units will be flipped over. 1 Italian unit is destroyed. The remaining units go. Okay, he will be a cadre. The 3-3. 5-3 rather. The remaining units go onto the production circle to come in as reinforcements next turn. And they get to occupy the hex. Unfortunately, the armored unit is flipped over, so he can't blitz. But they do get the hex back, and the Suez Canal is free again. That is not good for the Italians. That was not a good roll at all. That was kind of like a disaster for them. Alright, I will be back in a few minutes with the fascist impulses. We are back to the Axis impulse, and the Italians took a combined, the Germans took a land. The Italians rushed some reinforcements down here to Africa. They definitely had a problem. The only thing that really saved them was the fact that the Commonwealth didn't have any armor to exploit with. We have a couple landings in the Philippines from the Japanese. And we got some land battles over here in the Soviet Union. So we'll do the landings here and see how this goes. The Japanese have bombardment in this. So they got a 9-to-1 there, so that's on the assault table. It's a 7-to-1. It's going to be a +1. They're going to win no matter what. Roll a 4. That's half their units remain face up, and they kill the notional. So he's gone. This one here, we have 10-2. Just 5-to-1. We got some shore bombardment that brings it up to 10-to-1. It's an automatic. So the Japanese get ashore in the Philippines. We have a potential sub action over here. We have to roll to see what happens. Well, there is a sub action. Okay, so let's see. Surprise points. It's 5, 4, 9 to 2 is 7 surprise points. We have 7 sub factors, and there are 3 convoys total. 7 sub factors. So 3 convoys total. I think that's 1 ASW. 3 said nothing. 2 ships, nothing. Nothing happens. 7 sub factors. There's 7 surprise points, so shifter over 3 columns. There's 1 enemy ship, 1 sunk, that's it. So these 2 guys are gone. And that was so much fun. Alright, let's head over to the Soviet Union. We got a few attacks over here. We got a ground strike first. There are no Soviet fighters that can reach it. We have 6 tactical factors. There are 2 units here. There's Zhukov headquarters. So roll 2 dice. The red die is the green die is the top unit. The red die is the bottom unit. Well, the top unit is flipped. The bottom unit is not. Alright, German air power is all getting used up. Alright, over here we have a 9-1, which is on the Blitzkrieg table, which is an automatic kill. 9-1, Blitzkrieg, 7-1, this is star to be. So this one is toast. That's a cadre. Let's see, occupy the hex. Yeah, Guderian will occupy with it. And I think this guy will go, and then we'll go 1 more hex. Just because we can. Over here we have a 8-1 on the Blitzkrieg table. There's more armor than the Soviets have, so that's gone again. And these are non-cadres. All right, you can put that rail unit back. How did he get off? I think he was here. See, he might have been here. Oh, I think he was here. I think he was here. I think I just got him moved. Got moved around a little bit. Over here we have a 6-1. This also is going to be on the Blitzkrieg table. I think there's some armor in here. Oh yeah, there is. There is a mechanized unit right there. Oh, and there's the Runestadt Armored HQ, so it is a 6-1 plus 1. There's no Soviet air in range. We'll roll a die, see what happens. A 7 on the 6-1. There's an 8, is asterisk 2B. So 2 units dead. Those will both be cadres. Now, there is a 1-3 here, but that's going to take more than 2 mechanized movement points to occupy that hex, so we cannot actually blitz into that hex. So we'll put Runestadt there, we'll put this here, and we'll put that we'll put the 9-4 infantry there. Yeah, that's a good idea. Alright, I think that is it for the Axis attacks. We will move on to rolling. We'll move on to the Communists. We'll get to roll weather. Let's see what we get for weather. A 2. Oh, let's see. July, August, 2. No, it's the same, just the storm and the north monsoon changes to rain. So we go from storm to rain. Not a lot of difference. Yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference. I'll do the communist and Democrat impulses. If there are any attacks, I'll break off and record those. Other than that, I'll be back with the next fascist impulse. Okay, the Soviets had no land attacks. However, they are doing the best they can, trying to reform a line. There is a big chunk of German and German allied units down there, and it's not looking good. The Democrats, the Americans, they aborted their convoy line in the Pacific to Japan. They didn't need that anymore, so they just aborted it. They got Eisenhower over here now, and he should actually be flipped over because he just railed there. There we go, flipped over. And we have a sub over there looking to sink some convoys. So we're going to do that. We also have some surface ships looking to sink some Japanese convoys. So let's grab the dice. See what we get. All these counters right here. All this is just dead stuff. I'll sort it at the end of the turn. Alright. Let's see what we get. We need a place to roll. Let's go over here. Yeah. Yeah, so the green die is for the Americans. 3, nope, they don't quite get there. They needed to get a 1. They needed to get a 1. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to mention. The landings in the Philippines, those units had to be inverted. I went and looked at the odds. The odds weren't quite what I thought they were because of the rain, so those units would have been inverted. So they will not be attacking anymore this turn. Now we also have some American surface ships trying to kill some Japanese convoys way down here in the South Pacific, Polynesia. This area. What's this sea zone called? I don't even know. Alright, anyways, down here. So they gotta flip over a ship to initiate combat. Green as the American. Oh, and they did find them. Ooh, it's bad for Japan. That's a 2 and a 9. So it's the highest box, which is 4. That's 13. To 2 is 11 surprise points. There is 6 surface combat factors. I think those convoys are probably dead. 6 surface convoy factors. Surface 6. Okay, so he's got. Let's say that was 4, 13. So that's 6. That's 6 column shifts to the right. 3 ships. 1 ship is dead. That doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, okay, I guess it does. Okay, so 1 dead and 2 damaged. Well, this is all in increments of 3. So there's 3 Japanese sunk convoys. Yeah, they're doing something now. Americans are doing something. Oh, during Japan's turn, I had forgot to mention this as well. Japan aligned Argentina, so I will need to set up the Argentine forces. So now Japan has an ally in Chile and an ally in Argentina. America's probably not too happy about that. Okay, I think that's it for the Democrats. I don't see any more attacks. The British over here, I don't think they got an attack. I think they kind of ran out of steam when their headquarters got turned over. Yeah, doesn't quite have enough to take that hex, even with a +2, because the headquarters, this head Wavell is turned over from the last attack. So, but the Suez Canal is now free. All right, so I will be back with the fascist impulse. Okay, we're back with the fascist impulse. The Germans have a few attacks. The Japanese have 1. Let's go take care of the Japanese first. I have a landing here with shore bombardment and some air support. The air support's right here. The odds come out to be 8-1 on the assault table. It's going to be a +1. I think it's actually it's going to be 8-1 even on the assault table, which goes to a 7-1. Roll a die. Rolled an 8 on the 7-1. Yes, they take the hex. So that's that. Okay, so that was that. Now let's head on over to the Eastern Front. Okay, first up we have a 6-1 here. That's also going to be on the assault table, unfortunately, because it's in a swamp. 6-1. There's no pluses. Straight up roll on the assault table, which is a 5-1 actually. Oh, that's a bad roll. That's a bad roll. That's a stinky, poopy one. It's going to be 2 losses for the Germans, 1 loss for the Soviets. Well, they're going to lose that. Obviously, that's the easiest unit to lose. That's not a cadre either, because it's a division. And now the Axis got to lose 2 units. Ouch, 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 ouch. I think 2 Romanians are going to probably bite the bullet. Deal with the militia. The militia and the 1-3. There's no headquarters here. It doesn't matter. They're minor units. They can't cadre anyways. But I can see the pile of dead is building up over here. Oh, and you know what that also does? All the German units are flipped over. That's going to put big slowdown on the offensive down here. That was one tremendous defense by the Russians in Rostov. That did something, yes indeed. Alright. Now over here we have a 8-1. Now 8-1 on the Blitzkrieg chart is automatic. Yes, it is. On the Blitzkrieg table, 7-1 is the highest, and it's an automatic. So he's gone. And that allows a blitz. Let's see. Put him here. Put him here. And we'll put him here. Alright. And then we also have a 9-1 here, which is another automatic. And let's see. I think DoDIII will occupy with the motorized engineers. And that is it for the fascist impulse. I think I'm going to break the video right here and upload this, and part 2 will be the rest of this turn. Okay, thanks for watching.